it's back to knowing who you are again. I mean, the UT, for example, they say they have 5 different MBA programs. I don't know what the other 3 are. I mean, I know the full-time during the day and there's a nighttime program, but they have all these different tracks to fit different people who are at different places. I mean, I knew that I could not work and then go to school at night. I just knew that about me, right? And some people do. A lot of people do, right? A lot of people, they can't not do that. They're not going to put their life on pause for 2 years to do something else. So it sounds like that you didn't like, at least, I don't know if it's the program, if it's the style or whatnot.
Nothing was it wasn't like this magical, like, okay, this was good. There was a lot of, I just had reservations. I think that maybe had I done one class, so I'm going to try to do one class in the summer, see how that goes, just for funsies.
I think you're doing the right thing. Yeah.
But it's kind of more of the same. I mean, I got my undergraduate in health and wellness promotion, and this is a master's in public health. It's kind of like, am I really gaining? Is
that what you want, though? I mean, I mean, I know it seems like
it's a good blanket.
You sound like you were in my position.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good blanket degree that you can get lots of different jobs with. It's a good leap pad. You can do lots of different things with it.
So do you know what you want out of the program?
I mean, I know what I did.
Timing's a big factor for everybody. Timing's a big factor. I wasn't ready to even know what I wanted out of the program. I just wasn't ready for that.
How do you know that? How do you know if you weren't ready?
You'll know.
I mean, you just found out that you're not an internet person. Like, not an internet person, but
like
the classes.
Oh, okay.
The classes, you're not those aren't working for you. You need a different structure in order for you to gain something out of the class. So you've learned that. I think you need to also be really, really basic on the parameters you set, and that'll start kind of like giving you like what you can do. In other words, and bear with me, can you go to Europe and do a class there and do a 13-year program? Obviously not. Then you start bringing it down. Do you have to stay in Texas? Do you have to stay in Austin? And those things will limit what you can do. And then once you've narrowed it down to that, start doing it like for your classes. Do you like a lot of math? Do you not like a lot of math? Do you like a lot of sciences? Then you start narrowing at that, and something will start coming. It's a give and take as well. And
read books on what you think you want. Read books on the programs, like read literature on what the programs are. Google some programs. Audit a class if you have the ability to do so.
Yeah, that's what I've done.
But you will know. I know I wasn't even ready to know what I wanted out of the program.
Okay.
And so now I know, after working, that program wasn't even right for me. The advertising master's wasn't right for me. I need an MBA for what I want.
Okay.
But you'll know. And if you're in that boat, I can tell you right now that to actually enter a solid full-time program would be a mistake, because it would be a waste of your money at this point. When there's other avenues out there for you to get the knowledge to really truly know that this program is.
You're getting there, though.
Yeah, you're there. You're on the right path.
You're getting there. Like you're finding out. I know you're saying is like, oh, I want to have that magical moment, and you probably will, but you just have to take a different way than everybody else did. That's it, and that's perfectly fine. And you'll get there. You're starting to at least wean stuff out that you know you don't like.
And if you're stuck in your job currently, and you're trying to decide, well, I need to go further, then ultimately that's what this is about. Is try doing some other things. Stay in your job, but it sounds cliche, but find a hobby, find other avenues to fulfill some sort of, and ultimately for me, it always comes back to, because I have very high aspirations for how quickly I want to get someplace.
I think that's kind of
impatient. Build a skill set. For a while, I did freelance accounting work because I needed a financial background that I didn't have from my undergrad degree. So I read accounting books and worked with a friend who had a startup company and did his accounting, did his books, to gain that experience. And then I did freelance digital arts for a while, Photoshop, Dreamweavers, and things like that, because I wanted to do that. And I needed to have those skills because I didn't know if grad school was going to give that for me and if it was right yet. And before I threw a bunch of money, I just, did that on my own. And I wasn't being paid for it. I just did it. So, do things like that. And ultimately, you can come back to an employer and say, well, I've been doing this freelance. I have this skill set. What do you got? Maybe they'll throw you a project. It starts small, a little nugget here and there, something you can work on within your company, and all of a sudden it turns into, hey, create a position for you. What do you think about that? You know, things happen that way. Or you'll decide, man, now I really know what I want. I'm going to go to that program.
Yeah,
So-
and there's nothing wrong with having that feeling of being like stuck and not knowing where to go. It's not doing anything about that.
Mhm.
That's really gonna mess you up. You know,
Couldn't agree more with what he just said.
it's okay to be like, what am I gonna do? That's perfectly fine. But if you just stay there for a long period of time, you're just eating away.
Miserable.
Yeah, it's a really horrible feeling.
And if you love what you're doing right now, I mean, there's a lot of people who don't. If you love what you're doing right now and you're good with what you get paid, there's a lot of people who don't live that reality. Don't push yourself into saying, well, you know, I always told myself I'd go to grad school, and so I guess I should, even though.
Yeah.
Grad school's still there.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
No, grad school will still be there.
Yeah, so.
You might just have more money when it's time for you to go, because, you know, perspectives change with time.